Well, this is what's wild in New Hampshire. Here it is. Looking at the last week of February coming up. What am I looking at? Well, this is a field at Epsom, Short Falls Road in Epsom. Got some color here today. Melting is going on. It's in the mid-50s today, as it was yesterday. Concord didn't hit a record. The old record was 60 and it was 58 degrees, but Manchester and Portsmouth both broke records yesterday. And today, probably close to that, although it clouded up. But what am I seeing here? Basically, growing up in Londonderry, my dad worked for Eastern Airlines at Logan. By this time of year, late February, he'd be coming home from Logan saying, well, there's no snow in Boston, there's no snow in whatever. Then a few years later, late February, there's no snow in Salem. In my lifetime, I have seen the snow line creep up in New Hampshire by late February. I mean, it used to be in the 60s and early 70s. It was Boston and the Massachusetts-New Hampshire state line was where by late February, mid to late February, the snow had gone, or late February into March. Now, it's not every year, but consistently over the years. And I have watched that snow line in late February creep up. About a week ago, I was down in Manchester, Londonderry, and up to Manchester. Well, Manchester South, the lawns were bare, the fields were bare. North of Manchester, Hooksett, there was still snow. Well, I was just down in Hooksett a few minutes ago, and the snow line is north of Hooksett. In fact, it's here in Epsom. I just drove up Route 28, and Route 28 in Allenstown, the fields were bare, basically without snow. But here, Short Falls Road in Epsom, and really South Epsom, we still have snow mostly covering the fields, not bare at all compared to just 3 miles south of here. The fields are completely bare of snow. So in my lifetime, I have watched the late February snow line creep up New Hampshire. Of course, this year is quite a bit of an anomaly. As I've been pointing out, the ice was slow to come, and in fact, the Suncook River and the Merrimack never froze over completely all winter. It's ice for 3 days or less here in Suncook, on the Suncook River, which is right over my right shoulder here. But here's the snow situation in central New Hampshire, Epsom, New Hampshire. Just after mid-February. Valentine's Day was earlier this week. This is the end of the week. And here's the snow conditions. We are 3 miles from bare ground as I speak. And today, it's, again, close to 60 in the mid-50s. Going to cool down over the weekend. And March, well, they're predicting March could come in like a lion and stay. You know, when I've been watching, the polar vortex is breaking down right now, which means our weather pattern in a week or so is going to change from the really abnormally warm winter to potentially more winter-like, potentially. We don't know yet. But anyways, of interest to me is the snow line here in New Hampshire late February. The snow line has crept up the state over my lifetime of the last 60 years. And here it is, coming up on to Epsom here, mid to late February 2023. The snow line is right here. This is wildlife biologist Eric Orr for What's Wild in New Hampshire.